Hello and welcome back to my channel and another episode of my Sims 2 Uberhood. So today we're here with the Bright household, fresh out of university. I won't go into too much detail about them because we did do that in our Sim State University bumper episode when we first met them. But just as a recap of what happened in that episode, Martin and Jane here had a little bit of a will they won't they thing going on where they have crushes on each other but they're not in love or in an official relationship or anything. And while they were deciding whether or not they actually want to pursue anything, Heather Huffington swooped in and got into a relationship with Martin, so him and Heather are exclusive now. But as he does have a crush and good chemistry with Jane, I think I'll be quite surprised if this episode doesn't end up with him cheating, which isn't going to be great because I think Heather is also in this building. Yeah, she's literally across the hall from them in the sorority household, so I imagine, this episode could be interesting in that sense. I mentioned it a little bit when we played with them last, but I would really like for Martin and Jane to get together, so if I'm honest, bearing in mind Heather is a romance sim, I don't think it'll be a bad thing if he gets caught cheating or anything. I think I will just see that as paving the way for him and Jane to settle down and allowing Heather to be free and be her romance self, because last time I played this family in my previous Uberhood, him and Heather did get married and Heather wasn't happy, so I don't think it'll be a bad thing if that does end up happening, but we'll see. It might be that they are able to resist each other and Martin never cheats. Allegra is also in a relationship with Castanova, who's also in this apartment building. Now, they are exclusive to each other and nobody's cheating. However, a lot of Sims have a crush on Casta, including, I think, all three of the sorority girls. And bearing in mind they're in the same building and, they can just quite easily come out of their apartments and hang out with Casta, there is a good chance that Casta will end up cheating as well. Or I was going to say if he accepts any of their advances, but even if he doesn't, the Sims deem it cheating. So I'll also be somewhat surprised if Allegra and Casta make it through this week. That is really on me. That is 100% my fault because I shouldn't have moved them all into the same building, but I have, and that is what it is. First thing I want to do with these guys is give them more secondary aspirations because we didn't do that before. And then I want to look for some jobs because while they do have 7,000, they took out a 10,000 loan, so they are technically in debt. They're fresh out of college, all students are in debt, right? They do all need to get jobs because they are poor, basically, even though it doesn't seem like it on the surface. So as usual, I've used my own calculator that I made. So Jane's secondary aspiration is knowledge. Very predictable, exactly what I would have expected from her. And frankly, something that I'm surprised she wasn't already, given this is the Bright household. They're all Bright Sims. Then we have Allegra, and her secondary aspiration is actually fortune, which isn't what I would immediately expect, but at the same time, I don't know what else I would pick for her. And like I said, none of them really stood out anyway, so I'm fine with her being a knowledge fortune sim. And finally Martin, and his secondary aspiration is family, which I would expect from him, and which is just really another point in him being better suited to Jane, because he's a knowledge family sim and she's a family knowledge sim, so it makes much more sense than him and Heather. But we'll have to see what they end up doing this week. If him and Heather stay together, they might even get more committed. It might be that he marries Heather, and it might be that Jane falls in love with somebody else. We will see. So before doing anything else, as I said, I want to get them all jobs, so we'll start with Jane. I built these apartments myself and I've put a little laptop outside in the garden. I feel like it sort of looks like somebody was working out here and just popped back in to get a drink or something, but it's a safe neighbourhood, everybody trusts each other, so they feel comfortable just leaving it out here. So we'll have Jane come and look for a job. So I have given them all lifetime wants, so they all have job related wants. So Jane wants to work in the science career, Allegra wants to be an artist, and Martin wants to be a gamer. So we'll see if any of those jobs come up today, and if not, I'll just go via my career calculator and we'll pick the best fit because none of them are desperate for any job in particular at the moment. They are just looking for jobs. So yeah, we'll send Jane first to see what there is. So today we have gamer, so that's good for Martin. So we'll get him that one. Adventurer, oceanography, paranormal, and slacker. So it looks like Martin is going to be able to find his dream job today in the gamer career, but Allegra and Jane might have to settle for something that isn't their dream. And it might be that one day they will switch careers and pursue their dream job, and it might be that they don't. We'll see. Interestingly, out of the options available, Jane's highest one is also gamer. So while it's not her dream, it does seem like that's where she's going to end up. It sort of makes sense because she did play a lot of chess in university, so she's got a small amount of games enthusiasm. But yeah, we can have her take the gamer job as well as Martin, so she can be a noob. So I've done the calculator for Allegra, and out of those options, the one she scored highest in was paranormal, which perhaps not surprising given her whole goth vibe. And the thunder going off at just the right time. So she can be a conspiracy theorist, which pays much higher than Jane's. Like much, much higher. And finally, let's have Martin come and find a job. And naturally, because his lifetime want is to reach the top of the gamer career, that's what will get him. So he can go and be a noob with Jane. Speaking of Jane, she has quite a lot of pet related wants. She wants a cat and a dog, and also just to obtain a pet in general. Now, I think Jane is potentially more of a dog person, and we haven't actually had a dog adopted in this Uberhood yet, so I think we'll go ahead and get her a dog. We might need to get them a bathtub as well, because we don't have one of those currently, so we'll get a dog and we will get some dog things, install a bathtub. There should be room for them. I've made these bathrooms quite spacious, I think. And yeah, adopt the first dog of the Uberhood. So we'll call the pet adoption service. And as for which one to get, I hadn't even decided between a large and a small dog. So I'm going to randomise it because that's how I make all my decisions in this game, is rules and randomisation. So we've got 10 big dogs and 6 little dogs. So I'll randomise from 1 to 16. So we do have a higher chance of getting a big dog, but then there are more big dogs to choose from, so that's fine. And we've got 7. So it looks like we're going to get Moody, who we can only just about afford. Looks like he comes with quite a lot of learned behaviours as well. So he should stay off the furniture, he's house trained, he's playful, and he's clean. And he also knows 3 commands, so very well trained dog. So let's get Moody. And it looks like he's walking straight in, and the first thing he's going to do is chew up Allegra's bed. I thought he was well trained. I guess not chewing is not something he's learned, so we might need to teach him to not chew things up. Yeah, there's a lot of chewing going on. I should also say that while we were getting Moody, I got Martin the job in the gamer career, as I said, but he's starting a lot higher than Jane. Jane is starting on level 1. I'm not sure what level Allegra's on for conspiracy theorist, but bearing in mind the pay's a lot higher and she needs these skills for it, it might well be that she's on like level 4 or something. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, Martin is starting on level 4 for Gold Farmer. So I don't know why Jane's on such a low level, whether it's to do with her degree possibly or her skills maybe. I mean, Martin's got some mechanical and creativity skill and Jane doesn't, so it might just be that because Martin had a maths degree, he's got some transferable skills. Allegra had an art degree, so maybe there's transferable skills there as well. I mean, she's got some charisma and creativity skill. So it might just be that Jane's the only one who's not really using her degree, unfortunately. As is life sometimes, but that's fine. Hopefully she can work her way up. You know, assuming she decides to stick with that career. Oh, something's going on. What's going on out here? Oh, wait. Okay, so it looks like Castor's cheating. It looks like, I don't know what they just did, whether that's a flirt or a kiss or what, but Tiffany has autonomously done something with Castor. He doesn't look like he's rejecting it. Now Brittany's upset because Brittany had a crush on him too, but I don't really care. I'm more concerned about Allegra, who you can see through that window right there. As she turns around, she'd see all of this going on. I'm going to let it play out and see if Castor gets a crush or anything from that. I mean, if he has, it's not telling me. I assume they don't know each other well enough. But yeah, so Brittany is going to be furious with Castor and probably Tiffany as well. So that's going to be interesting to play out when we get to the sorority household, because these two are going to hate each other now. On one hand, it means that that's one less person for Castor to cheat with, because he's not going to do it with Brittany, but it looks like something might end up blossoming with Tiffany, which isn't ideal. Hopefully Allegra won't have to get her heart broken, but it looks like nothing really came of that, so we can keep an eye on them. So we're just going to have Martin come and make some food for everybody. It looks like Jane and Allegra have already helped themselves anyway, but that's fine. That is their choice. If Allegra would rather eat burnt, whatever the hell that's supposed to be, I won't stop her. It has been a pretty quiet day. These guys have just been skill building, but they're all doing really well on their skills. I mean, Allegra and Jane have been working on their logic and they're on level 7. Martin's been working on his mechanical, which is also level 7. So I'm expecting over the next week a lot of promotions for all of them. They've not got much money at the moment. Part of that is because Allegra's secondary aspiration keeps making her spend it, but I reckon they'll be okay by the end of the week. For now though, we better send everybody to their bedrooms, make sure they know where their beds are, and then tomorrow, Jane's going to work, Allegra's going to work as well, but her work's not till the evening, and Martin's got the day off. So we'll be home with Martin and Allegra all day, while Jane heads off to work and hopefully gets a promotion. And looks like Moody's going to come and sleep in Martin's room. Oh wait, I didn't realise that the loans had interest. Did they used to? I swear, in the past when I've used loans, they've not had interest. I mean, it's not a bad thing, actually, it's a good thing, it's a realistic thing, because they could just get into a lot of debt, but I genuinely didn't expect that. I thought that the loans were just, penalty free. I swear they used to be when I played my last Uberhood, but that's okay. It's gaining interest at 600 simoleons a day, which isn't great, and could quite quickly get out of hand if we're not careful. I mean, at the moment, these guys' wages don't even add up to that per day, and that's an issue, so this could be a real struggle. Was not aware that was going to be an issue, but that's fine. Hopefully if we get some promotions in the next few days, which we should, because everybody's on track for one, then we can start to pay it off quite quickly and just get it done. In the meantime though, everybody is waking up, so as I said, Jane's got work today, but she's the only one who's got work this morning, so we'll have them get some breakfast and then Jane can start getting ready for work. So we're going to have Martin make some breakfast for everybody, and then Jane and Allegra can eat. And then I think before work, because Jane does have a little bit of time before work, just like an hour or two, we'll have her take Moody for a walk, and then she'll probably come home and go straight to work because she has work at 9 o'clock. And then we'll probably have either Martin or Allegra maybe give him a bath, because I don't think Jane's going to have time to. So Jane's carpool is here. We're just waiting for Jane to get home. Here she is. And the landlord's just filling in a hole that I guess Moody must have dug at some point when I wasn't paying attention. He's not keen, not a fan, but that's fine. He doesn't need to be a fan. It's already in our contract that you're allowed pets, so that's fine. So Jane's just about managed to get her carpool. She almost missed it, but she's made it, so she can head off to work. And I think we'll have Allegra come and give Moody a little bath. So she's calling him. He's not responding, so she's going to come get him and yell at him, because that feels productive. I don't know what settings I've got on here, but I've just had a notification saying 1,000 simoleons is added to bills and subtracted to Jane's bank loan account. And it appears that we owe 1,000 less, which is confusing because bills should be on top of loans. I don't understand why we've got bills and now... Oh wait, no, I think I get it. 1,000 simoleons, I guess, has been added to the bills, which would normally have been 85, and that's why it says 1,085, in order to encourage us to pay loans. Is that what's happening? That makes sense, because otherwise I might not pay the loan. So I guess it's to make us pay the loans, is that it comes in bills and installments. Money's coming in, money's going out. They don't have much money. That's all we need to know. Anyway, Allegra's gonna keep trying to bath Moody, so let's see if he's gonna cooperate, because I know that they don't always. You know what, Allegra, you deserve that for yelling at him. It seems to be going well though. He stayed in the bath for quite a while. Alright, nice and clean, and the bathroom floor is nice and dirty. So now he could do with a little nap. So you go have a nap, Moody. I know you're probably still wet, but you can come sleep on Allegra's bed, because she made you go through that horrible ordeal. Okay, so you've got a chance card for Jane. It says, Jane is the newest member of the online puzzle gamers club, the fastest growing casual gamer community. She is enjoying a game of destroy blue blocks with more blue blocks when Crazy Polar, the club's chairwoman, challenges her. Challenge is the way of the club, as guideline number 1 dictates, strength decides leadership. Is Jane ready to challenge the best, or should she spend more time in practice mode? So Jane is quite shy, so perhaps she'll spend more time practicing. I don't know that she's got the confidence to challenge her straight away. Jane is terrified of facing Crazy Polar, but luckily emoticons can hide her fear. With a smiley face, she messages Crazy Polar that she has to log off for dinner. A lie. I mean, yeah, clearly, Jane, you're an adult. You can decide when you eat. Crazy Polar is no fool. She logs on with another screen name and asks Jane to a game. Jane, believing it is someone else, accepts. Crazy Polar then announces herself, her quarry caught. Jane doesn't have an excuse and she is subsequently ejected from the club. Jane has been fired. Oh, okay. So she's on her way home. Great first day. So yeah, she's been fired. And she looks quite sad about it, which is interesting because she wasn't even that bothered about the job to begin with. So Jane is back to being unemployed, did not get on in the gamer career. Hopefully Martin fares better later. I did have Martin take out the bills, and because they've added some of our loan money, we can't afford them. It should be okay after Allegra's had a day of work, but right now they are in a bad situation, so we need to have Jane come and find another job straight away. So let's see what jobs they've got today. Hopefully science, because I think she'll do a lot better in science. So today's jobs are journalism, entertainment, show business, natural scientist, that's promising, and law enforcement. So once again, no science career. But as I suspected, she scores highest in natural scientist, so we'll have her take that job. It's not quite science, it's not quite her dream job, but it's a bit closer than the gamer career on the way there. And you never know, maybe she'll like this one even more than she would normal science. So we can have her start out as a rat keeper. Again, she's on level 1. I don't know why she's not starting a bit higher on this one, because I think there'd be more transferable skills from a physics degree, but I guess not. So she's starting on level 1. So yeah, she'll start that job tomorrow because it's towards the end of her work day today. Even though she's on level 1, she's still earning like twice as much as she was as a gamer, so clearly more money in this. You know, I'm just looking at the skill she needs for a promotion, and she does actually need a body skill. So maybe that's why she's only on level 1, because she doesn't have that yet. Maybe there's not as many transferable skills as I thought there would be. We keep getting neighbours complaining about the smell. Apparently they can smell dirty cereal bowls from out there, but Allegra can just ignore that because she's about to head off to work. So hopefully she doesn't also get fired on the first day, and hopefully she even gets a promotion. I don't know how you get fired from being a conspiracy theorist, but maybe she'll find a way. So these guys are going to come and have something to eat without Allegra, although they've set a plate out for Allegra anyway. So far we've not had any chance cards for her, which is probably for the best because Jane's didn't go very well. So hopefully she'll just come home with no issues with the promotion. She's got the skills, she's got the job performance, she's got the friends. It shouldn't be an issue. Both these guys are going to bed early. I don't know why they're both so tired, to be honest. And Moody's going to sit here and wait for Allegra to get back. I guess Allegra's his favourite, even though she gave him a bath. He is friends with Jane already though, so that's good, because ultimately he is Jane's dog, so if she ends up moving out or anything, he'll go with her. He does look a little bit like a grumpy old man though, or a wise old man, or a grumpy and wise old man. Anyway, Allegra is home now. And she's got herself a promotion, so she's now a tarot card reader. So she's got slightly different work hours, slightly later actually, but we've also got a nice sum of money. So what I'm going to do is have her pay the bills and then she can head to bed. Alright, so it's the next morning. Martin and Jane are up, but Allegra is naturally having a bit of a lie-in because she was home late. Everybody's got work again today, although again, obviously Allegra is later. So hopefully we'll have a day full of promotions because Martin and Allegra should both be on track to get one. Jane's only missing a body skill point, so she probably won't get one, but you never know. Maybe the chance cards will be kinder to her today. So these two are just grabbing some breakfast before they head off to work. Jane's work hours are a bit earlier than they were yesterday, so she won't even get a chance to walk Moody. I think what we'll do is we'll wait for Allegra to wake up naturally, and then when she does, we'll have her walk him, just because she's got the time to at the moment. Jane can do it on her days off, or if she gets a promotion that changes the work hours or something. So these two are going to head off to work. Hopefully Martin will get a promotion, and hopefully if nothing else Jane will just be a bit happier because I think natural scientist is a better fit for her than gamer was. Okay, so we've got a chance card for Martin. It says, Martin and his group are gathering gold and ridiculously cool loot on one of their favourite hills when a group from the ogre faction shows up. The ogres begin taunting Martin's group because they outnumber his group and they simply aren't nice people. Martin can order his group off the hill, or they can stand and fight for the loot they've rightfully earned. Should they run, or is it time to stand and fight? I think they'll flee, because Martin's quite shy, so I think he's probably more likely to retreat. Guild reinforcements will be in the region before too long, so Martin orders his party back and they retreat from the hill. The ogres begin dancing and taunting, but Martin's party begins gathering gold and loot from their new spot. In fact, they're so busy ignoring the ogres that they fail to notice their own guildmates trying to retake the hill and therefore are unable to assist them in the attack. The ogres beat back the attack and the guild leader begins searching for a scapegoat. Martin is forced by the guild leader to pay 650 simoleons in monthly subscription fees. Strange, but okay. Well, I guess that's a good chunk of our money gone, like more than half. So Operation Pay Back Our Debts isn't going well, and that'll take Martin about 3 days to recover. But hopefully he gets a promotion later, which should mitigate the damage. These chance cards are not going well for us at the moment. So Allegra is once again just working on her skills. She really likes building that logic skill, which is interesting because creativity is better for her job and is also her favourite hobby, but we can carry on with logic if that's what she wants to do. She is a knowledge sim after all, so it does make sense. But yeah, now she has the want to maximise the logic skill, so we might as well lock that one in and have her work on that. That can be her first fully maxed out skill. Anyway, it looks like Martin and Jane are home. So Martin has got a promotion, so he's now a flag capturer, and he's brought home Sandy Booty from work as well. Jane won't get a promotion, but she'll get some money, so we need that anyway. And she's also brought home a friend from work. She's brought home Kome Tellerman. So they've got a couple of guests today. It also looks like tomorrow Martin should get another promotion, so he's got the skills for it, so hopefully we'll get some more money tomorrow as well. That does just seem to be the main focus of this family at the moment, is how much money can we get them. Surprisingly, despite having 2 wages and a promotion bonus, we don't actually have that much money still. We've only got a little over £1,000. But Allegra is about to head off to work and she's on track for another promotion, so hopefully that boosts their money a little bit. So we'll let Allegra head off now, and then we're just going to have these two come and play with the football for a little bit. So hopefully get Jane's fun up, because it is extremely low, which I don't really understand because she's been playing a lot of chess. Maybe she just hates chess. But hopefully if we just get this up enough that maybe tomorrow chess will be fun again and we can get the rest of it up that way. Anyway, let's start having them head to bed. Oh, it looks like they've both taken themselves off to bed. And we'll wait and see if Allegra gets a promotion. Alright, so here she is. And she's got another promotion, so she's now a hypnotist. So she's brought home plenty of money. She seems to be the main breadwinner at the moment, which is interesting because she's not the one who's the highest up the ladder. That's Martin. Martin's level 5, whereas Allegra's only level 3 or 4, I think. But she's making so much more money. I wonder if that will continue or if the others will catch up at some point. Either way, she's got promoted. She does have the skills for another promotion, but she doesn't have the friend requirement yet, so she won't get that straight away. Her work hours have changed now though, they are more sociable, so she'll be at work during the day as well. So we better actually have her head to bed pretty quickly because she needs to get up tomorrow to go back to work. Meanwhile, Moody is going hard at his job. I don't know when he's going to get promoted, but he is a level 3 hole digger. He doesn't get paid though, it's voluntary, and it pisses off the landlord, but that's just a bonus. He's looking for Australia. Keep going, buddy, you'll get there one day. Okay, so people are starting to wake up. Everybody's got work today, although at different times. So let's have Jane get ready for work. She's gonna have a little bath and then she'll head off pretty quickly while Martin and Allegra lie in for a little bit. So Martin's up before Allegra. I think we'll have Martin take out Moody for a walk because I don't think he's done it yet. Allegra and Jane have both done it, but Martin hasn't, so he can do it for a change. Allegra actually has work in an hour, so we're going to let her just lie in, catch up on sleep a little bit, and then she can head off to work straight away. And in the meantime, Martin's going to take Moody out while the landlord fills in the hole he made last night. Hey, he was working really hard on that. Be more respectful. Oh, and Allegra's actually got a new work outfit. Apparently this is what hypnotists wear. I mean, I suppose the hypnotic thing is how out of place it looks, knowing what her fashion style is normally. But hey, if it gets people to sleep, then I guess it works. So Martin's just giving Moody a quick bath before work. We're also going to have him pay the bills. We can actually afford them this time. So we are improving. We are making progress. And once again, it did add £1,000 automatically. So we are slowly chipping away at that loan as well. So the bills today are £10.52. So like I said, we can afford that. We've got plenty of money. Well, we don't, especially considering we're still in debt, but we've certainly got more than we did on Tuesday. So we'll have him pay that and then we can have him head to work. So we've got a few hours where there's nobody home. And then first to get home is Jane. I genuinely couldn't remember for a second. So no promotion for Jane because she still needs that body skill point and she's not rolled any once for it. But I guess at the moment she's just happy keeping her rats. And Allegra is home as well. Also without a promotion because she needs more friends first, but she has brought home somebody from work, so there's a potential friend right there. And last to get home is Martin, who I don't know how he's going to get out when the post box is in the way. This could be an issue. Oh, he teleported. Okay, cool. Anyway, he's got promotion. He didn't need any more friends because, I mean, he's a gamer. They don't need friends, although he does for the next promotion. So he's a platform jumper now. His work hours have changed again. They keep shifting around, so that's fine. I think these jobs will probably be what they settle on for a little bit because Jane doesn't seem motivated to get that body skill point and Allegra and Martin need more friends now, so this is probably the end of the obsessive promotions. It's like with some Sims, especially when they're getting a job for the first time and they've got some skills already, it's just promotion after promotion after promotion. But yeah, I think this is where they'll settle for a little bit. So Jane will be a rat keeper, Allegra a hypnotist, and Martin a platform jumper. So these guys are just having some tea together. For some reason, even though Nolan is Allegra's guest, she's decided to sit as far away from him as possible. He's wolfed that down. He wants out. This is a bit awkward. Oh my god, look at Moody. He's so adorable. Listen, I don't mind cats, but can you tell I'm a dog person? I have to say, I'm surprised that nobody's rolled any, relationship once, because obviously Jane's a family sim and Martin's got a secondary family. He did have, at the beginning of the week, the want to get engaged to Heather, but that seems to have dropped off now. And yeah, I'm surprised Jane hasn't rolled 12-year-old and he wants to find love. And she hasn't done anything autonomously with Martin as well, which is something else I thought might happen. I suppose she's happy with just Moody, for now at least. Maybe she'll change her mind in the future. But yeah, the Bright household seems a lot more career focused than anything, which makes sense. Their whole thing is obviously being intelligent, so that makes sense. But it would be nice if there was some kids at some point. Anyway, for now, let's have Allegra and Jane head to bed. Okay, so people are starting to get up now. Allegra and Martin both have work today, although not till a bit later, but Jane has the day off. So let's have them get some breakfast, and then as Jane's got the day off, she can be the one to take Moody out. I bought him for Jane, and I sort of consider him Jane's dog, but everybody seems to help, so it's almost like he's everybody's dog to a certain extent. So I don't know where he's going to go if we do split the household. For the moment, nobody's moving out, so it might be that they've stayed together for quite a long time, this household. And they are still young, they're all still in their 20s, so it's not like they're running out of time or anything. They've got plenty of time to settle down if they want to in the future. So they can all have some breakfast together first, and then we'll get Allegra and Martin skill building. Allegra wants to work on logic and Martin on mechanical. Jane can take Moody out for a walk, and then she can come back and do some skill building as well, because she also wants to do her logic skill. So she can go and play some chess with Allegra, and then Allegra and Martin can head off to work. Oh, and while I was focusing on Jane, Allegra had a eureka moment and has maxed out logic skill. So she's on level 10 logic now. Is she the first one of these guys to get to level 10 on a skill? She is. Anyway, Jane's just taken Moody out, just in time to watch the landlord get spread by a skunk. That's what you get for filling in all of Moody's hard work. We're going to have her give him a bath as well. He started coming straight away. I mean, the bath is more filthy than he is, to be fair, so it's probably not very productive, but they used to have to go and get him, but he started just coming when he's called. So he's obviously learning. So Allegra's headed to work already. Martin and Jane are just back skill building. Martin's going to head off to work soon. I have also just realised, I know I said about how Allegra and Martin and Jane, but all of them were probably going to stay in these jobs for a little while because Jane doesn't have the skill she needs and Allegra and Martin didn't have the friends, but they've obviously got the friends at some points. I don't know who made friends with somebody. Oh, Allegra made friends with Nolan, the bloke she brought home. Well, in that case, Martin and Allegra actually do have enough for a promotion today. They've got the skills, they've got the friends. So Allegra certainly looks like she's going to get one, and Martin might as well. So it's just Jane who's lagging behind, really. But that's just because she hasn't wanted that body skill yet. But she is about to fulfill this want, so we'll see what she wants to do after that. So she does want to keep working on her logic. She's also got some wants to influence people, but there's nobody here. Command Moody. Find a roommate. I don't think that's very practical, so maybe we'll just make friends with Komei. Nobody needs any more friends at the moment, but it looks like Allegra and Martin could potentially use it if they get another promotion. So even though she's not interested in fulfilling her own job requirements, maybe she can help out Allegra and Martin. Feels a little bit cheaty, but if it pays off their debts, then it's fine. Maybe that's just the kind of person Jane is she's too busy trying to help everybody else that she forgets to look after herself. Or maybe she just genuinely does love rats. That's also a possibility. It might be that the reason she's not trying to get a promotion isn't because she doesn't care about herself, but it's just because she loves what she does already. It's not about the money for her. She just loves keeping the rats. And I mean, it is fine for now, although it might become an issue if this household breaks apart at some point because people will have different friends. But for now, she can just help boost their careers. But anyway, she's made friends with him now, and she's got a lot of wants related to him, interestingly. Well, I say a lot too. It's a lot in my book. I don't know, none of her wants are really saying much at the moment. I might just let Jane chill for the rest of the day and not worry about having her do too much. And then we'll see if Allegra and Martin get promoted when they get home. Oh, we do have, for Martin, a chance card. So it says, the all-time point record for platypus jumper is about to be broken by Martin, who's just 5,000 points from the perfect game. There are only 2 ways left to get 5,000 points in the level. Martin can collect the platinum squash by jumping to the top of the hill, or he can jump on 8 platypi before time runs out. How should Martin gather 5,000 points? Let's have him collect the platinum squash. The hill to the platinum squash is pretty large, but jumping on 8 platypi leaves room for too many timing mistakes. Martin makes his character run and jump like never before, carefully avoiding every hole, spike and lava pit line in the hill. I mean, this feels like it's also quite timing sensitive, but regardless. Just before the final pit, Martin decides to check out a secret cave, only to find it's filled with water-spitting platypi. The platypi quickly knock Martin down the hill, leaving no time left to grab the platinum squash. The game screen says game over, which is exactly what Martin's boss says. He's demoted. Oh no. Okay, well, I thought that he was going to come home with a promotion. It looks like he's not even going to come home with the same job. So he's gone back down to flag capturer. So Martin's home now. Like I said, he's been demoted to flag capturer. It shouldn't be too much of an issue though. He does have the day off tomorrow, but on Sunday he should get promoted back up, in theory, because he's got the skills, they've got the friends, there's no reason that he shouldn't be. Hopefully Allegra has a bit more luck with her job. And she's got a promotion, so she's now a medium. I am interested, because I haven't decided yet, so I'm very open to hearing opinions in the comments if anybody's got an opinion on this. Does Allegra genuinely believe in her own abilities as a medium? Does she genuinely believe that she can speak to the dead and that she can, tell fortunes and stuff? Or does she not believe that it's real, but it's just a bit of fun for her? Or is she actively conning people? Because that's something that I'm curious about. I mean, she's quite a nice person, so I'm assuming she's not actively conning people. So she either believes that she can do it, or she believes it's just a bit of fun, but then she's quite serious, so maybe it's not a bit of fun. Maybe she actually believes she can do it, because she's quite serious and she's quite nice as well. So she doesn't seem like the type to con people, but she also doesn't seem like the type to just, potentially mess people around for a bit of fun. So maybe she actually believes in this stuff. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm open to other people's opinions on that. I'm curious what anyone else thinks. So we're gonna have everybody come and get something to eat. It's quite nice because even though they're all living like separate lives, they've all got separate jobs, they're not related or anything, they all still find the time to eat together. They eat their breakfast together, they usually eat their tea together, so they're almost like a little family unit in a way. It's quite sweet. And you've got Moody here who's wondering why he's not getting fed. He's a bit like my dog, really. Just sits there watching you, looking really sad, even though you've already eaten. Don't worry, he does get plenty of attention, though. Jane's just coming to spend some time with him. Give him some belly rubs. So Jane's getting an early night, and then we'll send Allegra and Martin off to bed as well. Martin has a day off tomorrow, but Jane and Allegra are working. But Allegra's back to a night shift, basically, or an evening shift, so she'll be around for the day anyway. So let's send everybody to bed, ready for tomorrow. Alright, everybody's starting to wake up now, so let's get people some breakfast and then get working on their wants. And of course send Jane off to work. Oh. I wondered what the fuck was happening for a second. I just saw Jane shove her hand into a bowl of cereal. I mean, okay, she's handing it to Moody, okay. Cereal though? I mean, with milk in it, you just throw your hand into that, okay? Weird, but okay. And not only that, but it appears that the cereal is rainbow coloured. What the hell is she eating? Anyway, Jane is about to head off to work, so we can let her do that as soon as she's finished with her cereal. I think we'll have Allegra take Moody out, and then I'm going to lock in this one. I know that there's a lot of skill building going on this episode, but as I've said, I think for these guys it does make sense. And this one in particular, cleaning level 3, that is what Allegra needs for another promotion, so I think she does want to get promoted again. I mean, it makes sense. She's a knowledge fortune sim, so, she wants to learn, but she also wants to make more money, so it makes sense on two fronts. Oh, Moody. You know what, that's our fault for leaving that there. You're not even that hungry, for goodness sake. Well, let's fill up his bowl so he's got options between biscuits and mouldy salad, and then take him out for a walk. Oh, the landlord said he's hosting a weekend apartment gathering, so he says we can drop by and meet the neighbours. I'm not sure where they're gathering to, because it ain't in the small gathering area that I've made. So I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if anybody actually comes out of their apartments. Not that these guys will necessarily go and join them, because I don't know that they're bothered to, but they're just going to stay here and read, which is fine, because they already know the neighbours anyway. They're dating half of them. What I will say, though, is it might be interesting in terms of budding relationships. Tiffany and Josh have just come and autonomously flirted. Nothing seems to have come of it, but, I know Josh already has a crush on her, so as they've all been forced to come out, it might well be that some relationships form or some drama happens. I mean... That back rub looks pretty romantic, Castor. She is not your girlfriend, and Heather, he is not your boyfriend. Your partners are in the apartment I'm currently playing. So even though Heather and Martin are just chilling and reading, I very much might keep half an eye on everybody else to see what drama unfolds. Because there could be some drama. So the landlord... Oh, for goodness sake. I was just about to say the landlord's ordered pizza and he's out here eating it alone and everybody else is up here. So, okay, something's going on. Tiffany's lost a crush, Josh has lost a crush, Castor and Heather are upset. Let me try and piece together what the hell just happened. Tiffany and Josh have lost crushes. I mean, Josh had a crush on Tiffany. Did Tiffany have a crush on Josh? Perhaps they had a crush on each other. I'm just going to make one of them selectable and just see if I can piece together what just happened. Josh is going to slap Tiffany. Okay, I feel like a detective trying to figure out what's going on. Tiffany's going to get slapped by Heather and Josh. Okay, so that implies Tiffany's quote-unquote cheated. So what's Castor got to do with anything? Be caressed. Oh. Okay, well that solves that one. So Tiffany flirted with Castor, but Heather had a crush on Castor, and Josh had a crush on Tiffany, and perhaps Tiffany had a crush on Castor and he rejected her, is what I'm thinking might have happened. Okay, that makes sense. We've solved the case. So in theory, I think that means that Castor is now exclusively with Allegra, however, potentially still not safe from Tiffany. Heather is now exclusively with Martin though, because she's now furious with Castor, although she does still have a crush on him. Interestingly, she hasn't lost that, but she's furious with him. And yeah, Castor is exclusively with Allegra, but could still quite easily end up cheating with Tiffany. So these guys are just going to have a little bit of a fight, get mad at each other for cheating when there's no cheating actually going on. Well, there is, but not between these guys, which is a bit of a shame actually, because I think Tiffany and Josh might have been nice together, but to be fair, it looks like Tiffany might get with Kevin now, because it looks like that's about to be a flirt. So there we go. Well, we'll let them figure it out. Looks like people are coming downstairs, so maybe they're gonna come get pizza. Oh, they're coming. Why are they coming into my apartment? Guys? You don't live here. It's like, even though we've basically stayed out of it, they're bringing the drama into our home, which isn't ideal. When we come to play the other households in this building, I'm going to have to really figure out who is in love with who's flirting with who hates who. Just so much going on. It was all fine until this bloody gathering. I was expecting things to blow up a bit earlier in the week, but no, they've saved it right until that last weekend. Anyway, Allegra's going to head off to work now. Oh, for goodness sake, what's going on now? Heather's mad again. I don't even think anybody cheated. I think she's just fallen out of a crush. Be kissed tenderly. Castor tried to kiss her. Oh, I see. Castor tried to kiss her, but she's still furious. So now they've fallen out as well. I mean, I didn't realise that Castor was going to deliberately try and cheat. You don't have a crush, do you? Like, I know you've got good chemistry with everybody, but come on, you're in a relationship. Well, we might have to keep an eye on him next episode. But for now, Allegra is heading off to work. So hopefully Castor can control himself just while she's walking out the door. Otherwise, that relationship's going to end up being over. You know, I really hoped that Castor and Allegra would be, you know, a long-term committed couple. And they might be. It might be that Castor's just messing around. But yeah, at the moment he can't seem to keep his hands off of anyone else. So that's unfortunate. But everybody just hates each other now. It's going to be a horrible place to live for a while. Hopefully everybody just keeps their cool and lets the timers run down and then makes up. Otherwise it's just going to be just not pleasant for anybody. Anyway, people are heading back to their apartments now. Allegra's got a chance card. A wealthy socialite contracts Allegra to hold a seance. She wants to contact her dead husband in order to get his blessing for her to marry her boyfriend. While deep in concentration, Allegra realises that the spirit of the deceased husband doesn't at all approve of the boyfriend, who is also attending the seance. Should Allegra tell her client the truth and risk the wrath of the boyfriend, or should Allegra say only that the answer is unclear? I think she'll say it's unclear, because I don't think she really wants to get into all the drama. As Allegra evasively claims she cannot clearly see the answer, the spirit of the dead husband becomes enraged and floods Allegra's mind with his negative energy. Allegra grows dizzy and passes out, striking her head on the table and upsetting a tray of crackers and cheese. Dizzy and covered with crumbs, Allegra loses a day's wages to cover the blown seance, and I'm not sure what that is, but a skill point due to psychic shock. I don't know what she's lost. Probably charisma, because she's not lost any logic, and I know that she was on 2 cleaning anyway. I'm pretty sure that that was the only skill she needed for a promotion though, so I'm assuming it's charisma. But that's okay, we can just get that back again. But yeah, I guess don't mess with spirits, huh? She was trying to be nice and she ended up making a complete mess of it. And now she wants to stay home from work. You know what, Allegra, I can't blame you. But yeah, anyway, everybody is heading back to their apartments, and Castor is coming to work off some of that energy of what the fuck just happened. He's tried flirting with everybody in the apartment building behind his girlfriend's back. People have been flirting with him and then rejecting him. Everybody hates him. He's not quite sure what the hell's going on, so he's just going to come and play some basketball and try and get over the day's events. And let's never hold a neighbourhood gathering ever again. Too much drama. What I will say is I don't even really know that I've kept up with whatever happened today. as far as I know, nobody's having like a full-blown affair. I don't think anybody's like long-term cheated. I know there was a lot of flirting and flirt attempts and kissing attempts, and I don't know if anything actually happened like properly. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still the case that Allegra is exclusive to Castor and Martin is exclusive to Heather, because I think in terms of the other apartments, all that's going on is everybody hates each other and is furious at each other because everybody had a crush on each other and now nobody does. That's what I'm interpreting it as. That being said, I still do kind of want Jane and Martin to get together, if I'm being honest, but we'll see. They haven't done anything autonomously. I mean, Martin, come on now, give us some privacy. But yeah, we'll have to see when we get to the frat bros and sorority households what the deal actually is, and if there's something that I'm missing. But as far as I'm concerned, what's going on is Martin's still with Heather, Allegra's still with Castor, they're still exclusive, and whatever happened today, maybe a landlord plied everybody with alcohol a little bit, and so people acted a little bit crazy and said things that they didn't really mean, both in flirtatious ways and angry ways, and everything's still fine. Okay, so it's nearing the end of the week. We're almost done with this household, but I've just noticed Jane actually does have the want to flirt. So finally, she's leaning into her family self instead of her knowledge secondary, so we're going to lock that one in. Next question is who with? Now, she's got chemistry with a lot of people. We've got Martin and then all 4 of the frat boys here. So Martin, I am considering still in a relationship with Heather, and Castor in a relationship with Allegra, so we can rule those 2 out. So then we've got Kevin, Josh and Ashley. As far as I'm aware, none of them are in a relationship with anybody else, so they're all available. She does have higher chemistry with Kevin and Josh though, as opposed to Ashley. Kevin is a family sim, and so he might be a better candidate in terms of settling down. I also think that Kevin being further to the left probably means that she's got slightly more chemistry in terms of the raw numbers. So I think we'll go for Kevin. I think that all the signs are pointing to Kevin now that I've spoken out loud. So let's go and, well, first of all, is he already out? I'm assuming no, because people don't tend to come out very much. So let's ask Kevin to come out and then flirt with him. I do think that Jane and Kevin could be quite a cute couple together, so I think that this would be a good thing. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, it's just a flirt, but maybe she'll roll more once after that, and maybe Kevin will when we play him as well. Oh, Kevin says he doesn't feel like hanging out, maybe some other time. In that case, we might have to call him and get their friendship up first before asking him out. He's just opened the door, said no cold callers, and left it at that, so we might have to call him up. Okay, so Jane and Kevin are almost friends, so we might actually be able to get him to come out tonight and have that flirt tonight. But I do think him and Jane would be a good couple. I like him and Jane about as much as I like her and Martin, so I would be just as happy with those 2 getting together as I would be with her and Martin. Alrighty, so they've made friends now. Just literally just then. They're arguing about sumo wrestling, but that's okay. They don't need to agree on martial arts. So let's have her head upstairs and see if he wants to flirt with us. Alright, is he going to come out? He's coming out. Perfect. Let's just charm him. Just do something simple and easy, and hopefully he likes that. She went to answer the phone and she's just got talking to Kome on the phone now. So hopefully Kevin waits. He's just out here playing basketball, so he can wait. We'll get round to it. It's alright, Jane, just in your own time. Oh, I didn't realise Martin was due another promotion. Or maybe I did notice. I'm not sure. He's brought home Andrew Martin, so Martin Rubin has brought home Andrew Martin. But yeah, he's gotten promoted back up to platform jumper. I guess he had the skills already. For some reason, I didn't think he had the friends, but I guess he did. So that's fine. He's gotten promoted. He's back up to platform jumper, so he's got the job back that he lost last time. And he's made a new friend whose second name is his first name. Anyway, let's have Jane come and flirt with Kevin. Hopefully she doesn't pee herself beforehand. We'll see if we can get her to flirt and then we'll let her pee afterwards. Now they should, because they are already friends, they should get crushes. So he likes it, he's happy about it, so that's the first step. And they've both got crushes, perfect. Right, Jane, run and go to the toilet before you pee yourself. Oh my goodness, Kevin's already thinking about getting engaged. Kevin, you've just had one flirt with her. Calm down. Let's not get too serious too quickly. But the fact they've got crushes means that hopefully Kevin will roll some romantic wants next time. Maybe even wants to get engaged and settle down. And these 2 might become a proper couple. I hope so, because I do like them together. I know I said for such a long time that I want Jane with Martin, and you know, they are a nice pairing as well, but Jane and Kevin is also quite a nice one, so I'm more than happy for her to get with Kevin instead of Martin. But anyway, on that note, I think we'll leave this episode here. So we didn't really do a whole much of romantic stuff. Obviously, Jane and Kevin have got this budding thing potentially going, but for the most part, they just wanted to skill build, which makes sense. They are the Bright household. It got them a fair way in their careers. You know, Allegra and Martin are both about halfway up now. Jane's not very high in her career, but it looks like she might start settling down with a family soon. Next episode, we'll be going upstairs and playing with the frat boys. So yeah, if you are here, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe if you want it, and I will see you soon.